Hi everyone, and welcome to Module 1 for ME83 Computational Mechanical Engineering Lab. I'm Dr. Burns. At the top of this slide I provided you with my email, dburns@uvm.edu. Now this is an online course and we'll be doing all of our modules through Blackboard. So for this first module, the topics that we're going to cover within Blackboard are listed here. So we're going to go through the introduction, talk about the Getting Started section and where that's located on Blackboard. Then we're going to step through our syllabus. And from there, we'll take a look at the course schedule for the semester, see when your due dates are for your lab assignments and projects. Then we'll talk about Blackboard, get into the details of how that's organized, have a small discussion on time management, and also get into some details on your group project. Now, as far as deliverables for this first module, we can see down here, you have your Lab 1s assigned. So this is going to be posted as an assignment on Monday the 23rd, be released at 6 a.m. on Blackboard. And this will be due on Sunday the 29th by the end of the day at 11:59 p.m. Now, as I mentioned, this is a fully online course and designed so that there are no lectures, but there are going to be mandatory recitation hours. Now, these are required for your attendance and they're scheduled for Tuesdays from 5:05 p.m. to 5:55 p.m. and these will be conducted on Teams. Now, again, these are mandatory and these are going to provide you with an opportunity to meet with your other classmates virtually and other team members within your group and ask any questions that you have on the labs, assignments, materials, and for also an opportunity to work together on your group projects. So for each of these 10 different modules throughout the semester, I'm going to be providing you with an overview for each of those modules. So for this first module 1, this is basically going to be an introduction module. So within this, our first week, we're going to be introducing the analysis of machine elements using SOLIDWORKS simulation. So some objectives within this module that we're going to take a look at are finite element analysis, or FEA, nodes, elements, degrees of freedom, and equations. Then we're going to get into a little bit with simulation elements and talk some about solid elements and degrees of freedom. Then we're going to get into some shell elements. And you're also going to be using beams and truss elements. And then a big portion of this is also going to be meshing a model. Now, this is something that's important to really grasp because we're using this throughout the entire semester. Then we'll get into some stress calculations, in particular with nodes and elements that we discussed above, and then go through some assumptions that are going to be applied to our linear static finite element analysis. In particular, we're going to be looking at static loading, linear material behavior, and some small deformations. Now, within this module, there are some required readings and viewings. The viewings are going to be all located on Blackboard, and the link to the readings will be on Blackboard as well. So for the viewings, what I'm going to ask you to do is review the Getting Started section. It'll be up on Blackboard along with the course syllabus, and these are all going to be links on the left-hand side of the course navigation bar. Now, for your reading, what I'm going to ask you to do is to read through. There's an attached PDF on Blackboard labeled Introduction Reading Number 1 for Finite Element Analysis FEA. So please go ahead and do those first readings and viewings for this Module 1. On our last slide here, you can see our course schedule for the entire semester. Now, if you look on the top of our course schedule, you can see in the first column I have our modules. So we have modules 1 through 10, there's 10 different modules throughout the semester, and how this aligns with which week. So you can see some of the modules, like week 1 is just module 1, week 2, module 2, week 3, module 3, but then you can see module 4 is going to span over 2 different weeks of weeks 4 and 5. So this is all shown here in those first 2 columns. Associated with that is also the date in which we're going to be starting each of those modules. Then we can see over here in our next column, we have the material. And this is going to be material that's covered within each of the modules. And then you have your assigned homework in this column. So what homework is going to be assigned during that module? So you can see, well, this first one, module 1, is just your reading. And in module 2, you're going to have your lab 1 assigned. Then we can see in our next column, we have our assignment due dates right here. So this tells us when they're due. They're all going to be due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So you can see your lab 1 is due within this week here by the 29th. Your lab 2 is due by the 5th, so on and so forth, all the way down through the 6 different labs that you'll be doing this semester and your final project and your project idea as well. Now we'll be going in a little bit more detail into what this project is as the semester continues.